you're probably starting to get a feel that these challenges are not isolated. There's overlaps between the challenges, and that's, I guess, the way it should be, that these things are not individual. So I'd like to take a broader view of the whole thing. It's a personal view, but a broader view about the whole thing. I want to talk about cities and where sport, recreation, open space, what kind of fits into that. And I'd like to start off with a quote from a book I'm reading. And it's about a fictitious city called Terminator, and it's not where certain actor belongs. It goes like this: thus Terminator's citizens continuously glide and walk over the world, remaking it day by day into something more expressive of their thoughts. All cities and all their citizens move in such a way. To me, I think that's true. Cities, day to day, in small ways, change. And they change because of what people do to them. And we remake cities in that way. So it's actually true to me that's the case. We can also think of cities as being both public and private. Private is what happens in our homes, and that's about us as individuals. But when we walk outside, when we walk down the street, when we go to the park, we go to the Oval, we go to town squares, we go to the football, we go to events like the Giants on the Esplanade, that's public. That is what communities are all about. It's about building the social and building our communities. And without those public spaces, then we don't have communities. All we have is individuals. And that is at the heart of what makes a city. Not what people do in their homes, what people do in those public spaces. So for me, these three challenges that I want to talk about are about changing spaces into places where communities are built. It's about the people that we have. So the first challenge is about our open spaces. I belong to the Planning Commission, and we're going through an exercise now where we're planning for a population of 3.5 million people. Between 2040 and 2050, that'll happen. We need our open spaces. We've got an old 10% rule, which was invented in the 1960s, when lot sizes were about 700 square metres. Today, the average lot size in our new suburbs is about 325. So we ask questions about whether or not 10% is adequate for that. And there's lots of pressure on our open spaces for conservation and for things like water-sensitive urban design. And also there's this whole notion about walkability. And so what we've had now is this move towards smaller spaces and small pocket parks, that kind of thing. And we know from research that we've done at Curtin is that we've got a shortage now of large open playing fields in our green suburbs. We also know that water is a problem for those spaces. We're pretty much out of water. It's a drying climate. I won't talk about climate change, I'm talking about drying climate. That's more acceptable to our politicians. But we know it's a drying climate, and therefore, so we have to think smarter about how we manage our open spaces. Then there's the middle and inner suburbs. We want to put half the population of Perth, this growing 3.5 million people, in our middle and inner suburbs. We're going to increase our density. What's going to happen to that available supply of open space as our population increases? These public spaces are important for creating our communities and what we do with them.